Welcome to today's board meeting. I'm Datuk Mas, the chairperson of this meeting, and I'll be facilitating our discussion today. Before we begin, it is my pleasure to introduce to all of you my fellow directors and executives who are present at today's meeting. May I now introduce Puan Sri Karina, our vice chairperson, then our board member, Ms. Yan. Then besides, I would like to welcome the chief auditor, Ms. Afika. Lastly, Ms. Maria, our company secretary, and she will perform the functions of secretary's today's meeting. Are there any apologies for absent in today's meeting?
All are present to this meeting.
Thank you for being present in this meeting. Can we call this meeting to order?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's move on to the agenda for today's meeting. First up, we'll have the presentation of the audit report by our chief auditor, followed by a discussion on the issues raised in the report, and we'll decide on the actions to address these issues. Next, we will focus our financial ability for the next 5 years and provide suggestions to ensure its financial survival, and finally discuss external factors that may impact its growth. Does everyone have a copy of the internal audit report prepared by the chief auditor? Okay, excellent. Let's begin with the presentation of the audit report. I'll hand it to our chief auditor to take us through the findings.
Thank you, Datuk Mas. Now I will present the internal audit report from the problem, accountability issue, financial ability forecast, suggestion and external factor in the internal audit report. As outlined in the report, we have identified 3 main problems that require attention. These include the outdated record keeping, limited resource and funding in upgrading number and museum, and inability to generate sufficient income. Alright. So for the first problem that we outlined is the outdated record keeping. The museum use manual form for financial transactions which are outdated and inefficient. So this result in inaccuracy, security risk and high long-term costs. That missing and misplaced items were also noted. So we recommend to adopting a computerized record system and investing in staff training and technology to improve efficiency and transparency of the company. Next, for the second problem, which is the limited resource for upgrade this museum lack fund to upgrade facilities and make necessary renovation. The outdated layout reduced the visitor numbers and overall attractive. Thus, we suggest to lobbying for additional government funding and adopting a budget-led approach to manage this financial constraint. And lastly, for the third problem, which is insufficient income generation. This museum is not generating enough income and promotional activity are ineffective. Staff morale is low due to the lack of development opportunity. Thus, we recommend to explore new income generating activities and public-private partnership and also developing innovative programs to attract more visitors and to generate income. Alright, next we move to the accountability issue. We highlight 2 accountability issues, which is first lack of transparency and the second is fail to achieve goal. We observe that Encik Ibrahim failed to provide clear financial information due to the absence of specific financial regulation. Thus, we suggest that Encik Ibrahim should develop internal policy and procedure to promote transparency and accountability to ensure the best practice. For the second accountability issue, which is Encik Ibrahim failed to achieve goal when restructure the organisation that lead to the decreased productivity and low morale among employees. So, we suggest that Encik Ibrahim should evaluate the restructuring process and seek employee feedback to identify this issue, maintaining open communication that can help build trust and improve morale among the employees. So, next I will present on forecast of financial ability of Buana Museum in 5 years. We have calculated the average growth rate for surplus from 2016 to 2011, 113 and 51%. Then we use this average to estimate the surplus from 2012 to 2016. Now, based on this forecast finding, we have several suggestions to ensure the financial survival of this museum. We have several suggestions include from the funding and resource distribution, financial management, tourism and public engagement, also technology and digitalization, and lastly, cloud file system implementation. Lastly, our finding is on external factors that will impact this growth of the Buana Museum. First factor that we have observed is the tourism. If a small number of tourism come to the museum, it will affect the ticket numbers and also the revenue of this museum. There is economy downturn affect the visitor number as people prioritize essential expense over leisure activities. And the third external factor is the technology advancement. The rise of digital platform allow people to view museum collection online that potentially reduce physical visiting. And lastly, about the competition from other galleries. That's all on our internal audit report. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Afika, for that thorough presentation. Now, let's open the floor for discussion. Board members, please feel free to raise any question, seek clarification, or provide feedback on the issues raised in the report.
Ms. Afika, I have a question regarding the outdated recording keeping practice. What are the immediate steps we can take to transition to a computerized system given our current staff limitations?
Alright, for the immediate step, we recommend starting with the basic training for the staff on computerized system. Additionally, we could consider hiring temporary experts to assist with this transition while our staff gain the necessary skill. I believe this is the best immediate step to transition from the manual to the computerized system.
That is true, but I have a question regarding the accountability issues on lack of transparency. I must highlight that we currently have only one account assistant, which poses a challenge in maintaining through a consistent financial reports.
I understand the concern. It's crucial to have an adequate support for such important tasks. We should consider hiring additional staff or providing specialized training to existing staff to ensure the new policies can be effectively implemented.
Next, for the second accountability issue on fail to achieve goals, how do you plan to address these concerns?
I will organize meetings with the staff to gather their feedback and understand their concerns. We will ensure open lines of communications and make necessary adjustments based on their input. We should look into ways to streamline processes or provide additional support to manage the workload efficiently.
That's a constructive approach. It is important to involve the staff in these stages to ensure the restructuring process is effective.
Thank you all for your input. It's clear that we need to address those issues urgently to ensure the museum's sustainability and effectiveness. Let's move on to our next agenda item, forecasting the financial ability of Buana Museum in the next 5 years and the suggestion for ensuring their financial survival.
I want to ask, what strategy can we implement to ensure financial stability and avoid the preparations like we experienced in previous years?
I think the best strategy is to strengthen the financial management. We can regularly review and control operational costs without compromising the visitor experience.
I agree with that strategy to avoid fluctuation in our financial.
I think we have a low growth rate. What actionable strategies can be implemented to increase growth exceeding 150%?
For that, I think the best way is to boost visitor engagement and experience. We can invest in the interactive and immersive exhibit that use modern technology to engage visitors. This can increase the amount of the ticket sales and to increase growth rate to exceeding 150%.
I would like to ask what specific initiative and improvement can Buana Museum undertake to surpass the highest financial and operational performance record set in year 2006?
I would like to suggest on reduction in operational efficiency by optimizing operational costs and technology upgrades. We can optimize operational costs by developing robust volunteer programs to supplement staffing needs and reduce labor costs.
I agree with that.
For a suggestion on technology and digitalization, can you give examples on creating digital archive for research and education?
I would like to
propose promoting tourism by creating social media campaign, using social media to promote new additions to the digital archive, highlight the interesting artifacts, and engage with a global audience. For example, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, to enhance participation in cultural events to attract more tourists.
Next, for external factors that auditors said before about nowadays, people are exposed to technologies where everything they want, they can simply get there. So I think this is actually the opportunity for us to use the technology to boost our revenue.
Yes, I agree with that. As I mentioned just now, that we can create a social media campaign. As people nowadays always spend their time scrolling the social media, they tend to go to visit viral place that appear on their social timeline.
If we make content like others, eventually it can increase our number of visitors because people become interested to visit our museums.
Great, thank you all for the valuable insights. Based on our discussion, it's evident that we need to take action to address the issues identified in the audit report. Let's now deliberate on the actions we can take to improve our revenue.
I will make sure to document all the action points and decisions made during this meeting for our records.
Alright, it is great that we are able to finish all the agendas. So, Miss Mariam, can you summarize all our agenda today?
Sure, Datuk Mas. Firstly, we have discussed from problem arise related to outdated record system that require immediate step to transition to a computerized system, given our current staff limitation. The solution basic training and hiring temporary experts to assist with the transition while our staff gains the necessary skills. So next, we discuss on accountability issues on accountability on lack of transparency because our fails to provide clear information and value financial statement as we currently have only one accounting system. Thus, the solution given is consider hiring additional staff or providing specialized training to existing staff to ensure the new policies can be effectively implemented. So the second accountability issues is fail to achieve goal when restructuring the organization. So the solution is by organized meeting with the staff to gather their feedback. So next on focus financial ability, we discuss on strategies to ensure financial stability and avoid the fluctuation. The solution is regularly review and control operational costs. Then the next problem is to increase growth rate exceeding 150% as we have low growth rate. The solution is to invest in attractive and immersive activities that use modern technology. So third, we discuss on how to surpass the highest financial and operational performance record set in year 2006 is by reduction and operational efficiency by optimizing operational costs and technology updates. Then we move to discuss on our social media for suggestion on technology and digitalization. This will overcome external factors on technological advancement. So that's all. I will briefly conclude this meeting.
Thank you, Miss Maria. When is our next meeting?
For the next meeting will be on next month, which is 12 July on Wednesday and at 10 a.m. at our meeting room. I will send notice if there are any changes.
Yes, sure. Thank you all for your active participation today. I appreciate your dedication to addressing the challenges facing our museum. Let's continue to work together to ensure its success. Our next steps will be to implement the decisions we've made today. Anything else? Any question? Comment? No? No. Well then, thank you for coming.
Yes, I propose the meeting to be urgent.
Seconded?
I second the motion.
Thank you. The meeting is adjourned. Have a nice day.
Thank you.